how many fingers am I holding up?
7.
The movie opens by showing Bruce Nolan, a television field reporter for Eyewitness News in Buffalo, New York. Bruce lives with his girlfriend, Grace, and their dog. He believes that his life is full of bad luck. Everything seems to go wrong every day, from his favorite team losing games to dealing with his dog making a mess in the house and getting stuck in traffic.
Meeting started without me. This is my luck.
His biggest dream is to become a news anchor, but he blames his bad luck for not getting the position. His main competition is Evan, a talented reporter who also wants to become the news anchor. Bruce and Evan are rivals, and when Bruce finally arrives at the office, Evan doesn't miss a chance to make fun of him for the silly and pointless stories he covers. That same day, Bruce's boss, Jack, sends him to Niagara Falls to cover the Maid of the Mist boat tour live for its 506th anniversary. Bruce is excited, thinking this story might finally bring him closer to his dream job as a news anchor. He even calls Grace to share the good news before the live broadcast begins. During the broadcast, Susan, one of the anchors, announces that Pete Feynman, her co-anchor, is retiring after 33 years. She also reveals that his replacement will be Evan Baxter. Bruce hears all of this through his earpiece, and his heart sinks. Grace, watching everything live on TV, is also shocked when the broadcast cuts to Bruce at Niagara Falls. He sarcastically congratulates Evan and then starts blaming the company for not giving him a chance to become an anchor. His behavior becomes more and more chaotic.
Bill? No, come on. Why do you think I didn't get the anchor job? Any problems? I don't want... Is it my hair, Bill? Or like the Great Falls? Eroding.
Cut the feed.
Forcing the station to cut the live feed. Bruce gets fired and is thrown out of the office with his belongings.
Is the motivation that I needed. I'll see you on Channel 5. Well, it's back to you. What are you doing over there? You okay, man? Yeah, you better keep walking. That's what I get trying to help someone. Just get a clue.
That night, Grace tries to calm Bruce down, telling him that God must have a different plan for him, but this only makes Bruce angrier. He blames everything on God, saying that if God really wanted to fix his life, he could do it in 5 minutes. Instead, it feels like God is helping Evan succeed. Frustrated and angry, Bruce lashes out at Grace and storms out of the house. While driving away in his damaged car, he angrily prays to God, asking for a sign or some direction in his life. In response, he begins seeing multiple stop signs on the road, but he ignores them all. Distracted and upset, he hits a pothole and crashes his car. Fortunately, Bruce is not hurt, but he starts cursing God, blaming him for everything, and even saying that God should be the one getting fired for not doing his job properly. In the middle of his rant, Bruce's phone rings with a call from a random number, but he ignores it. The next morning, Bruce receives another call from the same unknown number. Frustrated, he throws his phone out of the window, smashing it. Later, as he steps outside to deal with his dog making a mess, Bruce is shocked to see his broken phone still ringing with the same number. Curious and confused, he decides to call the number back. On the other end, a voice mentions a job opportunity and gives Bruce an address for an interview. Bruce goes to the address and finds a plain white building that seems completely empty. The only person there is a cleaner who tells him that the interview is on the 7th floor. Bruce arrives on the 7th floor and is surprised to see the same cleaner, but now dressed differently. Disappointed, Bruce turns to leave, but the cleaner removes his uniform, revealing a white suit underneath. It turns out that he is actually God. God begins telling Bruce detailed information about his life and shows him a small drawer that supposedly contains everything about him, his thoughts, words, and actions. God then reveals his true identity as the creator of heaven and earth. Skeptical, Bruce decides to test him.
Okay, how many fingers am I holding up? If you can't do it, man, that's cool.
3, 6, 8,
Okay, how many now?
7.
Then God makes an unexpected offer. He gives Bruce his job and powers, saying that once Bruce leaves the building, he will have all of God's abilities and responsibilities. Thinking it's all a prank, Bruce just laughs and leaves the building. Soon, Bruce notices strange things happening to him.
Start! I was lucky.
Curious, he goes to a restaurant and tries to move the salt and pepper shakers without touching them, and to his surprise, it works. Suddenly, God appears and takes Bruce for a walk. He explains the 2 main rules of being God. First, Bruce cannot tell anyone that he has God's powers, and second, he cannot use those powers to interfere with free will. As they walk and talk, Bruce looks down and realizes that he is actually walking on water. Shocked, he turns to God for answers, but God simply smiles and leaves, saying he is going on vacation and that it is now up to Bruce to handle all of God's responsibilities. Bruce begins enjoying his new powers.
Look, it's the hero.
I do not wish to fight, so as soon as you apologize, I shall absolve you.
You want me to apologize, right? Mm-hmm. Apologize. Then he comes out my butt, then you get your sorry. Let's go.
That night, Bruce returns home with a bouquet of rare flowers for Grace to impress her even more. He uses his powers to clear the sky, making the moon and stars appear bigger and brighter. Grace is amazed, and the two share a romantic night together. The next morning, Grace watches the news and learns that many people were injured by a tsunami. At the same time, Bruce suddenly starts hearing countless voices in his head. They are prayers from the victims of the disaster. Ignoring the voices, Bruce gets ready to go to the office to get his job back. On the way, he uses his powers to get a fancy car and clear the traffic. He arrives at a crime scene before anyone else and films a report as the police discover a body. Impressed, Bruce's boss quickly gives him his job back. Using his powers, Bruce starts creating news events just so he can report them first, like making an asteroid fall from the sky. His popularity soars, and he becomes a highly successful reporter. Soon, his face appears on billboards with the title, Mr. Exclusive. Bruce goes to the office and decides to ruin Evan's live broadcast.
Buffalo PD surfaced. What about the chip? In other news.
That night, Bruce takes Grace to a fancy dinner. Grace hopes he's going to propose, but instead, Bruce proudly announces that he got the anchor job and that Evan was fired. Disappointed, Grace tries to hide her feelings. Suddenly, Bruce starts hearing countless prayers again and can't focus on anything. Overwhelmed, he steps out of the restaurant, closes his eyes, and finds himself on top of Mount Everest, face to face with God. God questions Bruce about how many people he has actually helped since gaining his powers. Bruce admits that he can't handle all the prayers. God tells him to stop ignoring them and to truly listen. Bruce goes home and tries to organize the prayers he's hearing by sorting them into files and notes, but nothing works. Frustrated, he decides to put all the prayers into a list on his computer. To his shock, he finds over 1 million unread prayers. Overwhelmed, he selects yes to answer all of them at once, but soon after, he receives another 3 million unread prayers. Panicking, Bruce once again selects yes to all of them without thinking. That night, Bruce throws an office party to celebrate his new position as an anchor. Missing Grace, he steps away from the crowd to be alone for a moment. Suddenly, Susan arrives and, without warning, kisses him. At that exact moment, Grace walks in and sees everything. Heartbroken, she storms out. Bruce tries to explain that it was an accident, but Grace refuses to listen and breaks up with him. Upset, Bruce ends the party by triggering the fire alarm and sprinklers, sending everyone home. The next morning, Bruce tries to convince Grace to take him back, but she refuses. Desperate, he attempts to use his powers to change her mind, but it doesn't work because interfering with free will is against the rules. Meanwhile, chaos erupts around the world because Bruce answered yes to everyone's prayers. Millions of people who prayed to win the lottery end up winning, but the prize becomes so small that they begin protesting. The asteroid Bruce created also causes power outages and other problems, making things even worse. Amid all this chaos, Bruce prepares to deliver his first live broadcast as an anchor. His boss informs him that the whole town is in chaos. Realizing it's all because he carelessly answered yes to every prayer, Bruce begins to panic. He leaves the live broadcast and rushes outside, shocked to see the entire town in disorder. People are rioting and everything is being destroyed. Panicking, Bruce calls out to God for help. Suddenly, he finds himself back in the same place where he first met him. Desperate, Bruce begs for help. God calmly tells him that everything is fixable and that he has the power to set things right himself. The next day, Bruce decides to fix everything. He waits in traffic like everyone else, helps a man repair his car, and even gives the anchor position back to Evan. He also trains his dog to pee outside and helps a homeless man. That same day, Grace's friend stops by Bruce's house to pick up her things. She mentions that Grace prays for him every night. Curious, Bruce checks his list of prayers and finds Grace's messages. Suddenly, he hears a live prayer from Grace. He listens as she prays to forget him because despite everything, she still loves him and doesn't want to get hurt again. That night, Bruce breaks down in tears and decides to give up being God. He surrenders everything, admitting that he can't handle the responsibility. Suddenly, a truck hits him. Bruce finds himself face to face with God once again. God gently tells him to pray for what he truly wants. This time, Bruce doesn't pray for himself. Instead, he prays for Grace's happiness, even if it means she won't be with him. Pleased, God grants his prayer instantly. Bruce wakes up on the road, being treated by paramedics. Later, he regains consciousness in a hospital bed, with Grace by his side, relieved and overjoyed. They embrace, and Grace finally forgives him. In the final scene, Bruce returns to his job, doing lighthearted news reports and covering small but meaningful stories around town. He seems content and at peace with his life. During one of his reports, he surprises everyone by announcing on camera that Grace is going to be his wife. As the movie ends, the homeless man Bruce helped earlier is revealed to be God in disguise, smiling knowingly. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Thank you for watching.